Welcome to Team Kilroy, CEO of Team Kilroy Agency. You are going to kick things off with a title that couldn't be more on point. Screw your ROAS, maximize your ROU. Team, stage is all yours.
All right. And this is what selling and marketing is all about. We get so focused on tactics and all that sort of stuff, and we've forgotten the fact that whenever we are making a sale of any sort, whenever we are engaging with anybody in a piece of software or trying to develop a relationship, the freaking tactics don't matter. So my name's Tim. I run an agency and growth coaching business. I've been in the agency and startup space since 1997. And the fun fact about me is I have vomited inside of an F-14, and it is not nearly as fun as it sounds. Okay. So, and if you ever want to hear that story, I'm happy to tell it. All right. So what the hell is ROU? I mean, we all know what ROAS is. ROU is return on understanding. So since 1997, and yeah, that means I'm really old, I've been onboarding and selling to clients and working with them. And so I've learned a couple of things. Number one, whenever a transaction happens, it always triggers downside aversion for the buyer. They might be really excited when they're going through the sales process, but as soon as they say yes and they pay their money and sign the contract, oh my God, things are scary. And in the SaaS world, it is not only the buyer, the champion of this, the user of your SaaS product gets really nervous because they're thinking, oh my God, this is going to screw up my workflow or whatever. And here's the thing that I have learned over the years is that your sales and onboarding process is almost entirely built around your needs. You're qualifying people so that you know that your software fits. You're explaining the software in the ways so that, it can be managed the most effectively from your end. And your prospects and clients start to feel ignored. This becomes a tool that they use your way. And so your slick-haired, good cologne-wearing salesperson has just landed a deal that makes the user do something that is different than what they did, and it might be better, but they don't like it because it's different. So you really need to think about bringing your clients' and prospects' needs into the discussion immediately from the first get-go. And here's this is a statistic that I put together. So I started tracking this at my last agency, and then we also did it at Tenuity. And my last agency was 50% SASE. We had a software that we used. So we started tracking post-onboarding NPS. And if we got a 7 or higher NPS post-onboarding, there was a 98% correlation that those clients would be in our top 15% of customer lifetime value. And it's because we really focused on making sure that the onboarding covered all the stuff we needed, but also addressed their needs explicitly, implicitly, directly, indirectly, every way we possibly could. So we often focus on objective metrics like return on ad spend or time to usefulness or adoption of new features or whatever. Like those things are actually a little bit silly because they are like a snapshot into the past, but the relationship between you, your client or prospect, and your software is fundamentally a human interaction. So prospects and buyers want to feel understood and supported all the time. It does not matter how freaking cool your software is. If you cannot contextualize it so it makes sense to me, the user, the buyer, well, then I don't feel supported or understood or protected by you. And so with them, what's in it for me is real. Like, this is the guiding principle of making decisions. I am going to give you something that I value, in this case, money, in exchange for something that I perceive is going to have more value. It's going to be worth more than the money that I pay you. So you really need to understand, as a seller and a software provider, what's in it for your client or prospect. If you don't have a clear understanding of that, you are effed. So it is your job to understand first and change your world to accommodate the needs of the prospect or buyer. Now, this sucks. There is nothing good about this from your end, because this means you have to adapt to your clients rather than the other way around. And we know that we all build software, so it works a particular way, and we don't like edge cases. We don't like unique situations. We don't like stuff that makes us do things that we don't want to do. Well, your client and prospect is facing the exact same thing, and guess what? Their money pays for your salary. Ergo, you must help them value your product in a way that is undeniable. So the more that you understand what they value, the lower the perceived risk of either investing financially in the software or investing in the workflow that revolves around your software. Now, in practice, let's see how this really works. So during the sales process, if you can articulate your client's pain points or opportunities before they do, you gain authority and trust. And that authority and trust allows you to lead the client to the point where you can show them the value. Now, here's the place where most organizations fail the most profoundly, is they don't take the time to tie the benefits of their software specifically to the needs, the strategic needs of the client. We often focus on features. We often focus on how much it's better than the competition. We often focus on the great interface that we've spent years sweating over. Well, unless you can show me how all of those things help me, the client, get to my strategic goals, it doesn't really matter. So throughout the sales process, the onboarding process, and the account engagement process, we need to be regularly tying the activities of the software to the progress towards the strategic goals of the client. This is crazy hard, and it requires an enormous amount of empathy, but this creating alignment is the number one thing that is going to make renewals easier. So if you can show that your software has been integral into saving money, saving time, creating new opportunities, removing obstacles, whatever it is, those things that your clients desperately need, it's really simple to get the renewal. Because you can say, hey, we started working together. You've made this progress towards those strategic goals. Isn't that awesome? Please sign the next contract. And if you have done the hard work along the way to tie the features, benefits, opportunities inside your software and service to the opportunity that they are trying to capture, be it save money, save time, increase sales, decrease cost, whatever it is, if you know that and are tracking it actively, it creates an alignment and partnership that makes renewals a slam dunk.